Yo, what's going on YouTube? Thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have given. I officially hit 5,000 subscribers, you guys, and continue growing. But I just want to go ahead and jump in right now, you guys. But I definitely have some big things coming on, coming here on Khris Wrestling Views for you guys. So as you can tell, you guys, I basically do my videos, whether I do it like maybe like the little picture things or whatever, or I'll do it face to face. But right now I'm going to do it face to face. So AEW Dynamite just recently, you guys, went off about 3 minutes ago. Man, I'm telling you guys, that match was fire at the end, I have to say. It was Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes, part 3. And so, you guys, I'm wait till I get to that match. But let me go ahead and go with the opening, you guys. It was Dustin Rhodes versus Bryan Danielson to see who is gonna move on in the world title eliminator tournament. So basically, the highlights of the match, you guys. It was a slow pace. It was a slow pace match. I have to say the least, because Dustin, he can't really move like he was when he was Goldust in WWE. But Danielson goes up for the label lock, but Dustin gets up and gets to the lower rope, and then they of course they have to break up the the thing, and they start counting, and then they were like back and forth, slaps and chops and so on and so forth, you guys. Bryan goes for the running knee, but Dustin does like a big huge clothesline. Bryan ends up making Dustin Rhodes pass out, you guys, with his he did some other submission maneuver. It wasn't a label lock, can't really remember what it was, but he ends up passing out Dustin Rhodes and picking up the victory. So he'll be moving on to his next opponent. But you guys, with this match, is give my reaction and thoughts and opinions on it, you guys. Both of those two wrestlers are some great wrestlers. Dustin Rhodes, even though I think he's been wrestling since like 1990 or I think it was like 1990 or so. Remember him when he used to be Goldust? He used to wear the wig and all that stuff, you guys. And then he was regular Goldust, and he just come out and wrestle. And then, you guys, I remember when I seen him on ECW as well. But you guys, I have to say, Bryan Danielson, with him, he's definitely been part of WWE. But at the same time, you guys, they wasn't really using him right. So I'm glad he did decide to go over to AEW. And when that news broke out, you guys, that Bryan Danielson is his name now, which is his actual real name is Bryan Danielson, and not what he used to be called, Daniel Bryan. So I'm definitely happy, you guys, that he's in AEW now. He's doing his thing. He's showing people what he has a passion for. He's been able to wrestle like he wants to. And that makes me happy, you guys, with these professional wrestlers that deserve to be on top and not in a mid-card status. So, yeah, you guys, but congratulations, you guys, to Bryan Danielson picking up that victory over Dustin Rhodes. So, yeah. Second match, you guys, we had Ruby Soho versus Penelope Ford. The Bunny wasn't out there with Penelope Ford during her match. But Ford ends up doing like a back heel kick, toward the end of the match. And then Penelope Ford tried to get the brass knuckles. But that's when Ruby Soho pushed her to the ropes, and then ends up doing like the sit on the legs type pin thing, you guys, and ends up picking up the victory. And it was at this match right here was the tournament for the TBS women's title, because they're gonna do because AEW is moving to TBS. I think when was it? I think they said it was gonna be January 6th, January 5th, somewhere around there, you guys. AEW will be moving to the TBS channel. So so I wonder if they're gonna call their titles the if they're gonna call like one of their title, call it like that TNT title, one day they're going to call it the TBS title or something like that. But Then again, you guys, throughout the Ruby Soho match, I have to say Ruby Soho, she definitely, where she came from when she was in WWE, she wasn't really going anywhere. But now you guys that she's in AEW, I am excited for like all these wrestlers who came from WWE that they didn't want to do nothing with them, you guys. And then now AEW is actually boosting them up, making the wrestling crowd see what we should have always been seeing for a while for these superstars, which is them being a professional wrestler, which is them doing the things that they love to do and showing the crowd that they can wrestle, that they can be that star. And like if you're in WWE and you're like a mid-card person, such as like Cesaro, and he, he keep on the back burner and only get used to when they need him. But you guys, if Cesaro was to come to AEW, just imagine how great he would be. Just imagine seeing Cesaro versus any of those wrestlers on there, you guys. Just imagine, let's say for instance, Cesaro versus Matt or Nick Jackson or something. Just imagine how great that match would be. But you guys, like I said, I'm happy for Ruby Soho and Penelope Ford. I really don't know much about her, but she's definitely another great wrestler as well. Even though every time when I see her, you guys, she reminds me of Michelle McCool. So you remember Michelle McCool, which is the Undertaker's wife. And so you guys, when like I said, every time when I see Penelope Ford, I always think of Michelle McCool, because those two, they definitely have that same in-ring personality. And they kind of walk around the ring and talk smack basically and all that, you guys. But then again, third match of the night, you guys, we had Bobbyfish versus Anthony Green. Anthony Green, I guess he's pretty much new, and he lost his first match, so this was his second match. And Bobbyfish, he's playing like a heel character on TV, you guys. He ends up doing like a kick to the side of the head of Anthony Green, and then after then, you guys, Bobbyfish ends up attacking him, putting him in that submission maneuver. And after then, you guys, CM Punk ends up coming out to save Bobbyfish. So you guys, it's going to be CM Punk versus Bobbyfish on AEW Dynamite this Wednesday. So Dynamite is back Wednesdays, you guys, for like tonight and last Saturday. I guess it was because of hockey or something like that was on, so they pushed it back, or either hockey or football or something like that. But you guys, happy that it's going to be back on Wednesday this upcoming week. So make sure you definitely watch it this Wednesday. CM Punk versus Bobbyfish. Then the fourth match, you guys, we had Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. And this was a bad match, you guys. Eddie Kingston, attacks Lance Archer from behind, well, the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, from behind as he was coming out. Eddie Kingston then dropped Archer basically on his freaking head, you guys. And I was like, oh my God. Like, he dropped this man on his head and this man didn't even get up. I'm not sure if he's okay or anything like that. I'm definitely going to keep an update on it. And, let you guys know within one of my wrestling news videos. And so, you guys, that match was pretty dangerous. I'm definitely going to have to find that video and let you guys actually see that. Once I find you guys, I'll put it down here in the description box so you can definitely check it out. Then that's when Eddie Kingston just end up pinning the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. So, yeah, you guys, he'll be moving on in the Eliminator tournament, and he will be facing Bryan Danielson. So, Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. I think it's going to be on Wednesday, you guys, on AEW Dynamite, 8/7 Central. Eddie Kingston, you guys, never heard of him before until I started watching AEW. And then Lance Archer, I remember he used to be named Vance Archer, I think he wrestled a couple of times in you know in ECW when that show was going on. Then we had a promo, you guys, by Dan Lambert, of course. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky was with him as well. So Dan Lambert challenges Sammy Guevara to fight All Ego Ethan Page for the AEW. Actually not AEW, for the TNT title, you guys, on AEW Dynamite this upcoming Wednesday. If Sammy Guevara loses, he must, must give up his, lose his title, plus lose his inner circle friends, which is Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Santana Ortiz, those guys. And then, you guys, it was also, I'm trying to remember, it was another promo where MJF, and Wardlow, they kind of got into it, because Wardlow was like, what was all of that about, last week when I got attacked and you just hightailed out of here. And so, you guys, I feel like this is coming really close, you guys, to where Shawn Spears is going to be the only man inside the Pinnacle group, along with Tully Blanchard and FTR. But I feel like Wardlow is definitely going to be leaving that group pretty soon rather than later. Then, you guys, we had the main event. You got, back up. The fifth match of the night, you guys, we had Jungle Boy versus Brandon Cutler. The match ended pretty quickly, you guys. But after then, Jungle Boy said, "Oh man, that felt like a warm-up match to me." Then he said he wanted to challenge any one of the Elite members to come out to fight. Adam Cole ends up coming out, you guys, but then again, the Young Bucks they end up attacking Jungle Boy and hit him with the BTE trigger, and then that's when Adam Cole hits him with the running knee to the back of the head, and then they end up throwing him off of the stage. So, you guys, is Jungle Boy out of action for a couple of months now, or will we see him maybe in 2 weeks once again on AEW Dynamite? But we're definitely going to have to see. Hopefully Jungle Boy is okay. I'm definitely going to follow up on that news as well to see if he's okay and all. Then, you guys, on the main event, we had Malachi Black versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So, you guys, just some highlights of this match. Then I'm going to talk about the match. They basically came in at a fast pace. Arn Anderson then gets in the ring as Malachi Black and Cody is on the outside, bleeding from their foreheads and mouth. Andrade Alidolo ends up coming out, pointing the little pow finger. Then it was like a priest looking like dude that's always with Andrade. Arn Anderson ends up hitting the spine buster. I was like, man, I didn't know Arn Anderson still had it. And then, you guys, Black ends up spitting the black mist into Arn Anderson's face. And then Pac ends up attacking Andrade, because last night, that's when Andrade, they had a little conversation thing last night, you guys. Check out my other video with AEW Rampage. You'll see that one as well. Then there was a knee strike by Malachi Black, and then a German suplex pin, but Cody ends up kicking out. Cody Rhodes ends up hitting the crossroads, and then was about to hit it for a third time, but he ends up doing a double arm power driver onto Malachi Black and picking up the victory. So Cody Rhodes, you guys, was definitely getting booed throughout the match. They were like, Cody sucked, and I was like, whoa, Cody sucked. I was like, wow. So I'm guessing the fans are definitely turning on Cody. And with Cody picking up the victory of Malachi Black, this is Malachi Black's first loss ever in AEW since he arrived like 2 or 3 months ago. And so, you guys, with that, I remember Cody Rhodes said he will retire from professional wrestling before he becomes a heel. And so, you guys, right now, looks like Cody Rhodes has no chance. With the heel turn thing, I feel like that Cody Rhodes should play a heel character, and maybe things will get better. But at the same time, you guys, Cody Rhodes, if you didn't know, now you know that Cody Rhodes is a part-time owner of AEW. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, you guys. With this video, it's been like 15 minutes and counting. And so thank you guys so much, like I said, for watching Khris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join today. It is 100% free, as I always say in my videos. And make sure you stay tuned for all your wrestling news, updates, what's going on, WWE wrestling, and AEW wrestling, all the news that's going on. Check it out here. You maybe check it out at some people's channels that are bigger than mine. But I just like to express my opinions on mine just as much everybody else does. But let's get this channel keep growing, you guys. 5,000 subscribers already, and it's continued to grow. Thank you guys so much for the support. I got something for you guys that's coming real soon. Stay tuned, and you'll see.